See. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic, known classics. This episode number 22. I think it's 40? No, 46. 46 and 2140. I got two Star Trek trades. First up, it is Star Trek Mirror. Yep, this book here is the conclusion to the 4 series of the Next Generation Mirrorverse content. Yep, this is the last one. And it's the longest at 8 issues. 8. 9 if you include basically issue 0. Yes, still done by David and Scott Tipton. This book is done by Gavin Smith. I love the cover art here. They don't list the cover art here across here. Now, mostly put this book has some Mirrorverse debuts, so a few characters here. Oh no, not this again. Anyways, so basically, we get a little forward Reg from the miniseries Terra Incognito, where he is being tortured, or at least interrogated, what the heck he was up to during the universe, during when he was in the Prime Universe, which glad they acknowledge that here. So, also throughout this book, Picard, the Mirrorverse Picard is getting very paranoid. Yes, and also he's got a full beard. Not sure why, but that's basically Mirrorverse for you, because everybody's got beards. We start out basically him going with an Andorian. Yes, an Andorian. Now you're thinking, this is the Mirrorverse. Why the heck are you working with an Andorian? Weren't the aliens in the Mirrorverse treated as slaves? Some were, some weren't. Usually, a lot of the time, while I've seen the Mirrorverse depicted, usually the Vulcans are usually depicted as the, just people who are just below level humans. Oh yeah, and this Andorian, it's not an Andorian. It's actually data. It's actually Mirrorverse data in disguise. All by getting money for his fleet, for his armada, and then we get Inquisitor Troy being interrogated. Of course, you have another basically flashback of basically Prime Mirrorverse Next Generation crew fighting each other. Yep. Of course, they kind of explain what happened with it to the terror stuff. Yeah, and then we have something basically that, well, gets ignored later on in the book, where basically where Troy debriefs Picard after they leave, Riker and Troy make out. I should point out, though, this is, you think, oh, is this leading to a possible romance between the two of them? Nope. So, basically the plan is to go to this planet, which can build ships. So, the plan is to go to the planet and seize it. But they need some money. So, basically they need dilithium. So, Ensign Crusher, yes, Ensign Crusher, because in the universe, Wesley was named Ensign despite the fact he never goes to the Academy. Well, here's the thing. He was picked as basically incompetent, but basically it's all an act to hide the fact the guy's a pure genius. So, they basically go and raid this Klingon ship. We see Miles O'Brien, who is sweating a lot of the time. Yes. And we also see Dr. Brahms. Or he's here with Geordi. Geordi, of course, Geordi Mirrorverse has got a mustache. He's bald, he's got a mustache. Yeah, and also for some reason, we do see O'Brien getting food orders. Yes, food orders. He stays in shape, surprisingly. I think the reason why they keep giving food is because, well, he needs to eat. So, then we have a team led by Picard go beam aboard the Klingon ship where they massacre the whole crew. And Beverly is there too, despite the fact she's a doctor. And they pretty much blow up the ship, which apparently has Klingons and Cardassians on board. Yep. They get that lithium, and then, of course, he talks to Guinan. Yes, Mirrorverse Guinan is very strange. He doesn't really play a role like he does in the universe. Yep. So they go to a planet called Tyrus 2, a little bit exploring, go to a cave. And, Then apparently they mentioned about the obnoxious Akana. Yes, this was a character from the main show who appeared for one episode, and he's played by the actor who played the Rocketeer. Yep. The one person pointed out that he also played some lawyer in some TV show. Yeah, and Okana, this basically I'll show off his appearance later. So, and then we see Regent Worf make his first appearance in this series. Yes, because the Federation never became allies of the Federation. Worf was raised in the Clean Empire. Now, if you're curious though, is this the first time we ever seen Regent Worf ever? Mirrorverse Worf. No, he actually first showed up, I believe, was in the third crossover with the Mirrorverse where he showed up. It was basically the debut of the Mirrorverse version Defiant. Yeah, there's mentions in here of the events of Defiant of Deep Space Nine, where that's mentioned in here. I'll get to more of that. So yeah, all console damaged, and well, they have to basically just battle Regent Worf. And then we see a pirate cruiser commanded by Ben Sisko, who's here with Rolaren, Jadzia Dax. Here's the strange thing about Jadzia Dax. Despite the fact this clearly is Jadzia Dax, she is not the host of Dax Symbiote. Nope. Yeah, that's one thing I thought was kind of weird. She has named Dax, but she has no symbiote. There's a reason for that. It's explained in one of the Mirrorverse books that apparently the Terran Empire destroyed all the symbiotes. Except one. The only one they kept alive was a Dax symbiote. That was the only one. All the rest were destroyed. Yeah, it was also revealed, I believe, in one of the Mirrorverse episodes where the Terran Empire also destroyed all the orbs sent by the prophets in the Mirrorverse. Yeah, it shows the fact that the Terran Empire are complete dicks. Well, it's the Mirrorverse. Everyone can love be evil. So, yeah, and then we have Intended Kira. Oh, by the way, in Mirrorverse Intended Kira, well, here's the thing with her and Ben Sisko. They slept together. Yeah, she's one of Ben Sisko's many lovers, despite the fact that he's actually married. Yes, Jennifer Sisko's married. She appears 2 times in Deep Space Nine. Yep. No Jay Sisko, mind you. So basically, they go try to look for Okana, and they come across an old abandoned space station. Yeah, and of course they have Deanna and Worf, Riker talk. Oh, Worf. So then, of course, you have Beverly treating her son, and they go to this former space station. Of course, they get on board. Of course, Data threatens with Borg technology, and then they run into the obnoxious Okana. And look, there he is, making his Mirrorverse debut. And yes, they use a likeness from the TV show. And they capture him. And then they have the first appearance not only of the obnoxious Okana, but also the jellyfish aliens from Encounter Farpoint. Yep, and apparently they're used as basically a storage for reasons. And of course they go off and followed by, well, Worf. So then they arrive, I think it's some other alien world, where they have Riker and Geordi, where they're basically just talking with some thugs. One of them is a beautiful woman with basically a partial hair. Gotta praise the fact that you gotta keep basically appearance of the 24th century. Then of course, apparently that the whole system was destroyed. Yeah, by complete, which is not the cause that we'll come across a Cardassian listening post. Yes, a Cardassian listening post. So they assemble a team to go down there, which is made up of LaForge, Data, O'Brien, Dr. Brahms, who insists on going, and of course, basically like where they have this really good scene of basically Reg Barkley, Riker, and Wesley. The Mirror Universe version, and basically chatting, which that was really cool. And then we have basically, apparently in the Mirror Universe, Data and Reg Barkley are best friends, which is strange. And here's something also quite strange though. Did you know, basically, throughout this entire book, apparently the way Tipton's write it is that Data has very rarely interacted with Geordi. Despite the fact in the Prime Universe, they're best friends. So basically, they try to put their grudge behind them. Yes, and of course, the art shows the fact that Deanna Troi is hot. Of course, any person who watched Next Generation knows Mira Saris on the Next Generation TV show was a very beautiful woman at the time. She was smoking hot. I'm sure any male viewer watching the show be drooling at the screen at Mira Saris because how hot she is. So we have a team beam over. And of course, then we have Data, who just does his little super strength stuff. And of course, you have a lot of the time O'Brien is sweating. Yes, he is sweating. Not sure why. It could be because he's nervous. So, then of course, Dr. Braun does something really dumb. She leaves O'Brien behind and claims he's dead. And then he's picked up by the Cardassians, and I think this is supposed to be Dukat, but they don't confirm that it's really Dukat. And then he's sent to Deep Space Nine, well, actually Terok Nor, which that kind of explains his appearance on the crossover episode. Yes, so yeah, this explains how he got there for the universe. This might be part of the Next crew. My guess is the reason why Tiptons did that because they probably knew they were getting really close to catching up with the episode crossover, which is from, I think, from season 2 of Deep Space Nine. So they had to have a way for O'Brien to get there so he's here. Excuse me. And plus, also, he did transfer over to Deep Space Nine. So this is the Mirrorverse way of how I got over there. So talking about Okana and then we have, and this is so funny, 1973. Yeah, Picard just driving around in a fancy car, San Francisco 1973, just puts on cars, and I love his license plate, NCC 721D. It's so funny. He's like having a blast, just driving his 70s car, and then he's attacked by a freaking assailant. Which apparently, yeah, this guy turns out to see some Imperial historian. Why the heck he's after him? Don't know. Yeah, and then basically, like, Leah Brahms. Yeah, there's also a plot thread with her where she's very insecure and she's planning Picard's downfall. But Geordi handles her. Yeah, apparently she wants to overthrow him as captain. And then, of course, basically talking about the Klingons. Yeah, then of course basically that they're helped by Ben Sisko for reasons. Just try to ignore the Clean Cardassian Alliance. And they reach the planet Fedora. Where basically they take over really quickly over the course of an entire issue. And like, oh yeah, I'm basically in charge. Yeah, basically Picard's got his fleet now. And then basically halfway through the series, we get the universe debut of this very important character. I'll get to her. So, yeah. So we have basically more take over another facility. And then we get the universe debut of, well, the comic debut version of Garrick, who for some reason, this is quite interesting though. Here he's wearing his Prime Universe outfit, despite the fact when he showed up on Deep Space Nine, he was wearing a Cardassian military uniform. Now, I'm not sure if the Tiptons basically forgot this. Now, here's the thing. When crossover happened, Garrick was on the space station. Did the Tiptons forget the fact that he was there? So they drew him here, basically wearing his tailor outfit? And then we get the universe debut of Elizabeth Shelby. Yes. Who works for the Emperor. Yep. And then we get Admiral Nechayev, who, by Star Trek fans' point of view, is the most hated admiral in the entire series. She's poorly... Nothing against the actress who played her, but my gosh, she's a terrible woman. How? Let's see. She tried to force a relocation of Native Americans off a Federation colony, which had been handed over to the Cardassians, and it's also been suggested she's the one who negotiated the peace treaty between the Cardassians and the Federation. The one that exchanged Federation colonies. Yeah. So indirectly, this woman thought it caused the formation of the Maquis. Yes. This one appeared several times in Next Generation, and she's like, oh, if you see a Borg, kill it. She's very arrogant, pig-headed. Oh, by the way, she also popped up for 2 episodes of Deep Space Nine, where she's also very arrogant and pig-headed. And here's the thing. Did you know in the books for... They do it in a Section 31... I think it was in a Deep Space Nine novel, where they found information about Section 31 to take it down. And it turns out that she was connected to Section 31, and she got arrested. Well, basically, she tried to flee from... multiple teleportation. She was tried, convicted, and sent to prison for being a terrible admiral. And also the fact that she was basically in on Section 31's secret activities. Yeah, and my guess is that here's the thing, this one never appeared on the Mirrorverse episodes, so they probably threw it in here just because, well, why not? You probably know something about the Emperor being there. He's not saying anything. Yeah, it's later says the guy's brain dead. Why the heck he's still on the throne, I don't know. It's never been revealed why. And then Klingon basically tortured from a skull of a dead Klingon. Who is this Klingon? Don't know. It's not really suggested. So after he's put in the agony booth, yeah, then we see Vessel Grimm. Now, I'm not sure who this Cardassian could be. I'm guessing it's probably Damar. Yes, given his face, it's probably Damar. Yes, one of Gul Dukat's closest friends. About carrying out lithium, and of course they fire on them. Yes. Kill the rest of the Cardassians, and of course Shell basically is like, always get very arrogant, and of course they also didn't have money, so they had to find out money, so they got more to lithium stuff. And of course Guinan basically is there, and Okana basically has a raid crew. They raid one of the Bank of Frangenar. Yes. And then we see Grom. Oh boy, this guy. Okay, he did exist in the Prime universe, and here just arrogant. He's basically part of the Ferengi version of the IRS, and he's just that arrogant. He also, his last appearance on the show in Deep Space Nine is when he tried to claim the position of Grand Nagus. Oh yeah, and also Khan and his group is killed. Then he, of course, taken the agony booth, not asked any questions. Then he's, escorted, and of course, then we have Picard talking to him for a bit. Then we have basically more stuff, basically. Then Garrett gets beaten up by Regent Worf. More stuff with the Cheap, basically, who's being very pig-headed. Though basically she agrees with Picard. Yep. About meeting with the crew, and of course they... yes. These random phone calls. Anyway, so they strike, and they use the Armada that they built. And then he does something really dumb to Okana. He escorts him to an airlock. Why? To shove him into space. Yes. In the universe, he kills their Princess Okana. And of course, victory, and the whole crew knows about the fact he killed Okana. So then we have apparently the crew take over command various ships, and then basically Riker's on board the Enterprise, and then Leah Brahms, who apparently has got himself Captain Pips, and basically promoted himself to captain with 3 lieutenants, just take over the bridge, and then basically they try to shoot him, and then of course Picard easily overpowers, just snaps her tablet, breaks in half because he's super strong. And then basically, he eliminates the 3 lieutenants working for her. But doesn't execute her. And of course, basically, Riker's pulling her by the hair. Wondering what the heck happened here. Braun wants to give us command codes for the Enterprise when we first commandeered the ship. Which we find out now Picard had been compromised. Some of the computer access. They chat for Leah. LaForge, there's a reason you're 2 of my favorite officers. And then of course Brahms is basically hauled off. Let's leave a review quiz. I'm sure we should have a review on Captain Brahms. And then, of course, more makeout stuff. Nope. They have a war going on. Yes! Oh, looks like I have to stop here. Yep. Possibly supper's ready. Of course it is. Yep. Have to stop here. Stay tuned for part 2 because I have to dinner.